make you lose with the unthinkable. Don't stop till you come first. Life too unpredictable. Take control of what you're worth. Wasting time's forgivable.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Simpler here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my first ever story on my channel. If you can't tell by the title, this will be a story about the time I almost got caught drinking with a couple friends. So, this is way back when I was coming out of freshman year of high school. So it was the summer leading into sophomore year. So basically, I shared a room with my stepbrother because we had a room in the basement, so it was massive. And we had, like, you know, our beds and our areas on the separate sides of the room. And then right in the middle of the room, we had our two couches and a nice big old 40-something inch TV, and we just played our PS3 on that and shit. One night, or it was actually a weekend, my stepbrother went off to my cousin's house because they were friends. And I was like, you know what? I got my bedroom to myself now. A weekend to myself, basically. So I invite my friend over, and him and I are just playing PS3. We're chilling. He really likes zombies, so he was playing that a lot. And it was like 11 o'clock, and we're like, dude, everybody in the house is asleep. What do you want to do? And he's like, I don't know, man. We can do whatever. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna text a friend and see if I can get them to come over. And so I hit up my other friend. It was a girl. And I was like, hey, you know, we're not doing shit. Do you want to come over and hang out with us? And she's like, you know what? Yeah, why not? So she takes the time out of her day to ride her bike 35 minutes in the dark at 11:30 at night to come to my house. And, you know, we're like, that's some dedication, man. It's pretty awesome. So she gets to the house and she has a bag on, and we're like, well, why'd you bring a bag? And she's like, oh, I got a little surprise in here. And we're like, oh, alright, cool. We didn't really think much of it. So, you know, we're all just sitting on the couches, we're watching Netflix, we're just chilling and talking and stuff like that. And a couple minutes in, this girl, she opens up her bag and basically dumps out so much liquor all over my coffee table. And it's not like she dumped it out, but she like put like cans and bottles and everything just on that. And me and my friend are just looking at her like, what are you doing? And she's like, you know, Saturday night we're gonna do some shit. So, you know, the three of us fast forwarded for about another hour and a half or so. So it's just about 1 o'clock in the morning. We're all destroyed. And, you know, we're just talking and stuff like that. We're playing Truth and Dare and whatnot. And, you know, having a good time. It's like, you know, it's late and nobody's awake. I have the room to myself. We're all just chilling. And we were planning on, you know, just chilling for the night anyway. And it's so funny because I thought I was screwed at this point. I don't know. I handled it so well. So I am literally, my mind is, don't drink, kids. If you're watching this, don't drink. It's bad for you. Or at least wait until you're old enough. I made the mistake. But I was, you know, going to town on it and shit. And I heard footsteps upstairs. And I'm like, oh no, someone's awake. They're gonna catch us. And this girl, she gets all like, you know, freaked out. Because she's about my age anyway, and she never really snuck out of the house to do stuff like this. So she's like, so she gets behind, like, in the room. If you go downstairs into the room and you take a left and you go straight, like, just keep going like that, that's the entire, like, that's the middle of the room. And that's basically where the TV and the couches are. And then a little bit more towards that is my stepbrother's bed. And then right next to my stepbrother's bed is like a closet thing. That room used to be a daycare, so the kids in the daycare called that the cookie jar for some reason. This girl, she gets in the cookie jar and she's just chilling there. You know, it was pretty stupid because she left all of the alcohol on the table and just hides herself away. So, you know, if we get caught, we're gonna get in trouble, not her. But, you know, it was cool. So somebody comes to the basement door and they open it a little bit and they peek down there, and it's my stepmom, and she's like, hey, you awake? And I'm tripping balls. I'm like, oh no, dude, I'm gonna get in so much trouble now. And she ends up just not coming down the stairs. She just stays there, and I go over to the top. You know, on regular staircases, how it has like the little railing thing, you can see through the railing when you're coming downstairs. We have one of those. We don't have railings. And so I go over to that little spot, and I'm like, yeah, we're awake. We're just playing Call of Duty. And I said it so legit, so straightforward, and I didn't sound like I was, you know, about to pass out. And she's like, oh, are you sure? It's pretty loud down there. I can hear you all the way upstairs. She was sleeping 2 floors up. So I was like, oh no, there's no way we're being that loud. And she's like, yeah, well, I mean, just keep it down. It's late. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine, sure. And I was freaking out, right? So I go back to the group, the other 2 people, and I'm like, you know, we gotta be a little quieter. They almost caught us, and they're like, you didn't even sound like you were drunk. And I'm like, well, that's good. I mean, I did something right. And so it's like, I don't know, three maybe by this time, and we're all just chilling in the basement watching. I don't remember what we were watching, but we had all the liquor gone, and so we're just like relaxing, just watching a movie or something like that. This girl, it was a comedy that we were watching. This girl, she laughed so hard at it, and I was like, oh, there's no way you just did that. 2 minutes later, my sister opens the basement door, and she's like, hey, can you be quiet? And I go back over there. I'm like, sorry, we're just watching a movie now. And she's like, is there a girl down there? I'm like, no, it was just the movie that we're watching. And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And my sister, she knows who this girl is, like, because I've been friends with her for so many years. She knows who it is. So she's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. And she's like, is it this person? And I'm like, no, it's just a movie, I promise. And she's like, all right. And then close the door. So that was 2 times in one night I came clutch and getting almost caught. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was worth showing you guys or sharing with you guys. So if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like and a comment. And if you want to hear another one of my stories, because I got a few more, please let me know. I would be happy to make them. They're really cool to talk about, and they bring back a lot of memories. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Stay cool. Later.